Welcome to Life Full of Joy. Today's episode is Your Road Sign and How It Reflects Your Life, with your host, Deb McGregor.
This is Deb McGregor of Life Full of Joy. Today we are going to work on increasing your joy factor by talking about road signs and how they reflect your life. Curious? Keep listening. Have you ever noticed road signs? Speed limit 55, curve ahead, no passing lane, railroad crossing. You get the idea. Have you ever thought about what the road signs in your life are, or what the impact in your life would be if you had a road sign giving you the heads up about what was ahead? I was working with a client who was comparing her life to road signs. She began her coaching around the idea that she was going 70 miles per hour when her life was calling for 55 miles per hour. We looked at the impact of going over her limit. It turns out she felt like she was missing opportunities along the way and wasn't taking time to enjoy what was happening in the moment, kind of like driving too fast down the road and missing the scenery. She then started talking about the twists and turns her life had been taking and how sometimes it would have been nice to know about the slight curve or sudden 90-degree angle that was coming up. Again, we looked at the impact of knowing about a sudden turn as well as the impact of not knowing about it. We acted as if we were in cars and went through both scenarios. First, of knowing what was ahead, and secondly, of not knowing. What we learned for both scenarios is that there were markers or a recognized set of circumstances leading up to the curves. For example, in one case, my client had stopped setting boundaries at her workplace and was continuing to have more and more work piled on her plate. By the time she rounded the curve, she was frustrated, angry, ready to quit, and resenting everyone around her. I wonder what would have been different if the signs had been recognized early on and boundaries had been established again so the sharp curve didn't take place. Isn't this the case for most of us? We develop patterns and tend to stay in those patterns unless we make an intentional decision to change them. Once we are clear about our core values, life purpose, strengths, talents, and gifts to the world, we are able to stand in a place of knowing our signs as well as how to adjust and work with a new sign that appears in our path. This is similar to knowing and understanding how your car works. We know that if there is a sharp curve ahead, we ease up on the gas and prepare ourselves to brake if necessary. When we see a no passing sign, we know to stay put, stay steady, hold the line. What if we were to apply these same concepts to our own lives? The client I mentioned in the beginning developed her own set of signs. She had names for them, such as Big Dip Ahead or Elation Ahead. Each sign had listings under them representing the types of things in her life that would fall into these categories. In her Big Dip Ahead, she had the death of a loved one dying of cancer. In her Elation Ahead, she had the wedding of her daughter. She also had her no passing zone, which was Keep It Steady. This is what she used when faced with a big decision at work or in her life. This reminded her to take in what was happening, not to make quick decisions, and make sure she was ready before she sped up to pass what was currently in front of her. Are you ready to identify your own road signs? There is no need to proceed with caution. There may even be a few bumps ahead, but with some test driving and applying what you've learned, you'll be cruising along in no time with your own signs that have meaning and application for you. Ka-chow! Let's increase your joy factor today by continuing your learning. What road signs are you noticing in your life? What is important about these signs showing up? What road signs would you like to create in your life? What impact do you want these signs to have in your life? Make a list of 5 road signs that you want to integrate in your life and list the ways that you will make them an active part of your life. Notice the impact of being intentional about incorporating them into your world. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Deb from Life Full of Joy. Increase your joy factor today.